Welcome to our today's Word in Reality edition. I'll be taking you through a topic of the process towards dating. And most of us, we are eager to know and understand about some stages that are essential when we are applying some sequential things that may help us to realize or enter into what we call healthy relationships. You might need to understand that there is a difference between having a relationship and dating. Relationships, not all relationships lead to marriage, but people who are seriously in a relationship, having moved from the main stage to another area where we call dating, those are likely to end up marrying each other if on the basis of seriousness and the three things that we would call the main core values that people should need to consider before making any step towards being engaged into somebody. So, number one, I will deal with the three main stages, but the last stage is a stage that I will lay an emphasis majorly on people who are married. So, the first stage is the casual stage. This stage is comprised of some three subsections. One is what we call exposition. Example, you can move from here to a certain college or a certain area where you get in touch with the people, you are exposed to them. So after exposition, you gain something we call attractions. When you are attracted to somebody, we always say that like poles repel and like poles attract. So people of opposite gender, you are getting used to them, so you get attached to them, you'll be attracted. So attractions brings attachment, then attachment now brings what you call interest. When you get an interest over somebody, you move from a stage of just a casual stage to a stage which we call acquaintance stage. You get acquainted, you begin wanting to know more about this somebody, so which leads to further to a stage which we call exploration. Most men do link towards this stage because they are based on three killing syndromes that affect most of us. Number one is the sex drive. Most men are attracted or they have interest in ladies. They want to explore them in terms of sex. Then another one is offers. Example, you just send a girlfriend or a boy some cumbersome money, large, bulky things without his or her whereabouts. That is what we call some offer. But the real issue or drive is for you to get a matter of convenience in terms of sex. Then another topic, another one, the third killing syndrome is the claims. This one is done majorly by people who are spiritually well balanced. People who are in church, they come claiming that the Holy Spirit has told them that maybe you are the one. Which I might say that if indeed it is the Holy Spirit, then he must also be concerned about the whereabouts of another couple. So those are three killing syndromes: the sex drive, offers, then and claims. Then exploration is meant to make people to be well acquainted, to be well versed of the partner that you want to dwell with them. Then another one is we talk about something that we call so exploration brings what we call association. Association. When you are exploring somebody, you begin to associate. People go out on dates, vibes. They engage a lot. They do a lot fancy things. So we deal with something we call associations. Associations brings what we call assimilation. And assimilation is what brings people close to each other, which leads to the main stage now, the root of a relationship, which we call proposal, making a proposal. So some of the people make a mistake when it comes to an area of making a proposal, where You already tell your parents the type of people that you want. You have already made your mind. Some of them have already slept with them. Some of them have already moved with them. The sexual perversion act has already been compromised, and also another aspect of the come we stay culture has also been induced. So you realize that when you begin to engage in such activities, you lure yourself from walking into the right path. So exploration brings assimilation, association. Then associations brings assimilations. Then these assimilations lead to what we call proposition. Proposal, you need to make a proposal basing on three things. Number one, seriousness. Is your partner really serious about the real issue, marriage? Is he or she serious? Then number two is what we call uh, futuristic. Is your relationship basing on future, or it's just a matter of practice? Then we have lastly we have what we call maturity. And maturity is balanced by three effects. Number one, the type of food that you eat. The type of food that you eat. You will go to a hotel with somebody who will reduce you to a mere common man. For example, a parent is sending you 1,000 shillings. You are taking somebody out on a date, and he or she is maneuvering around over 500 shillings, reducing you by a mere half. You realize that is not maturity, because maturity will speak that we are all students, though we need to balance on how we can go about these fancy things, fantasies. Then another thing is what we call the way you act and react also defines when somebody is mature or not. Action and reaction. Then lastly, we have what we call the language that you speak. The way somebody speak, you will just know that he or she is mature. Therefore, being well versed with those things, making a proposal will lead you into what we call a serious now relationship, serious dating, things that will lead to marriage. Dating is closer to marriage. So this is just my advice to young men who are being persuaded by the flesh to enter into things that are intrinsic. Make an observation basing on these life living principles in social perspective that will help you not to incur the consequences. I want to finish by quoting these statements. The friends that you work with right now are what your children will consider as connections. So some of us, we are busy gathering idiots, people who will not help us when we will be in that time of need. You are free from the choices that you make, but you are not free from the consequences that you make. So be careful. Be careful.